Is it recording? Yes, it's recording. Hello, Internet. I am Redler7. This is going to be a short showcase of a stage. Work in progress. I only just started working on this stage to be released very soon. Well, I said only just started working, but this stage has been, the mesh itself has been completed for probably a year now. No, not probably a year now. Definitely over a year now. This was started work. I started working on this. I shouldn't have jumped there because there are springs over here that bring you back up. "46. This is Pyramid Parkour. This is a stage that I started working on in 2014, and not really 2014, either 2014 or early 2015, and this first part is the only one with objects in it. Everything else, no objects. I'm actually not really sure what objects I'm going to put in some of the places. I could figure them out. Anyway, this stage was made with Google SketchUp. You can imagine, if you've used Google SketchUp to make stages, you can imagine how much trouble I had to go through to make it look like this. Believe it or not, it actually wasn't all that much trouble, it just took a long time. And it needed some creative placements of surfaces and vertexes. This is the first room. 3 pathways and a huge sand pit down there. I don't really want players to be exploring the sand pits, but I am probably gonna be putting stuff in there for them to find. Because, hey, if they choose to go here, then there should be something here. If you can go somewhere, then make sure that there is incentive to do so. We're gonna take this upper path first, and also here. This is probably a good place to put like rings or something, or life pieces. Why am I saying life pieces? Life boxes. Basically anything that'll increase your score. This stage is going to be my focus on making objects, putting objects in this stage is going to be what can I do to increase the score of the players who are going to be running around in this. This whole section here is gonna be a very big section where players, they're like, my plan for this is to have large gates, laser gates. Players and speedrunners could just jump over them. Like, you'll still get hit, but players, speedrunners, and people who don't want to deal with it can just jump over it. Laser gates are going to be switches, can be switched on and off by killing enemies. This is once again a score attack room. There are 2 sections of those back to back. And this is probably the final one where you're actually forced to kill some enemies. Well, maybe not forced. Maybe forced to dodge some enemies. Like, there is a switch inside a box. There is a switch inside a metal box that you have to stomp through. Okay, this area. Imagine Radical Highway with the spring tower from Radical Highway. The springs over here will take you counterclockwise down that spring tower. The springs over here will take you clockwise down that spring tower. Spring in the center will do a zigzag pattern. It'll probably be the fastest of the springs, and people who are speedrunning could just jump over it. There. There's also some stuff down below, but there's nothing here. I could put items or enemies, and it's actually quite easy to get up. A quick spin dash should be enough. Quick spin dash is enough to get up here. Like, maybe put some spikes to force the player to think about how they're going to approach it, but I'd rather not do that. It'd make it frustrating trying to get up. Maybe put one side have spikes, but it has item boxes everywhere, and this one is just clear of spikes. Give the player a choice of difficulty. So this is, I'm actually not sure what I'm gonna put here. Once again, items, enemies, stuff like that. Anything that gives score. Anything that gives score. This is definitely going to have a some sort of pulley, but I don't know where to put it. Actually, I know. The pulley is going to be over here to the side to make sure that players don't just spin dash jump over here. This area, think of Seaside Hill from Generations. It's going to have a item boxes on top of those. And I'm rather proud of this corkscrew. It actually works. Although I might need to add a dash pad over here that straightens the player character, so Sonic so if, for example, you're playing as Sonic, he doesn't smack into a wall like that. This is probably the place that's gonna have the most amount of optional stuff. Because look at this, that sand pit down there, I'm gonna make it so you can actually do something in there. Not a lot of stuff. Not a lot of stuff, but it's a good idea to put stuff to do over here. This is the edge of the stage. If you've gone here, that means you're playing as a character that can climb walls. That's the only possible way. So if you're over here and you're playing as a character that can climb walls, I'm gonna put maybe not rings, lives, anything that gives you score. Lots of score items. And over here, I want the player characters to be able to get back up here. I was thinking springs, but if it just takes you directly up there, it'd be too easy. So I was thinking a spring on, like 3 sets of springs, one here, one here, one here, and then you try to maneuver towards a dash hoop. It's one of the reasons why this particular part doesn't have what are these called parapets, like walls, chest high walls. Sonic's like 3 feet tall. That's not chest high, that's knee high. And of course, there we go. And this is a platforming section. It shouldn't be too hard to get through. And short drift section. And here we are. That's the end of the stage. Now we move to the next area. By the way, guys, I actively tried to the music that's playing, that's only one track. It loops. I managed to get it looping perfectly, which is great for me. Okay, we're going to go through the lower path. Once again, I'd say I'm rather proud of this particular part of the stage because it took me a couple of tries to figure out how I'm going to do this, but I'm happy with it. It's slightly... The texturing on this, though, it was hell. Trying to texture this particular part of the stage was hell. So many of these things. I might also, like, do something for speedrunners. Like, if you're playing a flying character, you could just stay over here and... Actually, no, not even a flying character. Whoops. If you're trying to speedrun, this is not an ideal route for a speedrun, by the way. This is actually... Okay, you can actually just jump over that. Should I put something to dissuade people from doing that? I don't think I will. I don't think I will. You can do that. This entire thing, it just loops around. There's also another section, that's the middle section. That's the middle route. The one that we start on. More sand pits. The previous part had, the previous room had sand pits as well. I don't know if you can reach the top of this tower. If you can, okay. I'm gonna be putting stuff in here. I'm gonna be putting stuff. Every top of a tower that you can put, that you can reach, I'm gonna be putting stuff in. This tower, you can't really put stuff in this because there is an invisible wall preventing you from getting up. Anyway, keep going. Sand pits over here. Shouldn't be too hard to find something to do with this. Like, I'll probably just put items or whatever. Right. Now this is one of the bigger rooms. Flying characters should be able to get over here. Yeah. Flying characters, climbing characters should be able to get over there. Over here as well. Once again, there will be items. I will make sure to put items there. Items and enemies. I don't... Okay. I started left. Okay. Left pathway. This is a... I want to say... drift section. Yeah, it's a drift section. It was a drift section. Okay, this lower path. You can go do whatever over here. Like, if you go on the path, I'll probably put rings. Which gives you incentive to go on the path. But you could just completely ignore it and still get up here. Yeah. Big characters like Big are gonna have a lot of trouble trying to get up here. But yeah, I don't care if you're playing as Big. I don't know what you'd play as Big, honestly. Okay, the lower path, the upper path, and the middle path. This room has three pathways. They sort of lead to the same place. The sandpit also. I'm proud of this section, but I'm proud of the way this section looks. But I really wish I executed it better. As it stands, it's just not really that good. There's an upper and lower path, it just leads to the same area. Maybe I'll put more stuff in the upper path that will block your way, and less stuff in the lower path that will block your way, to incentivize people going here. How did I model this again? Because I do remember trying very hard to model this section. F3. Okay, I remember now. I basically uh I basically just made an extruded rectangle and just cut the parts that went into this mesh. Okay then. Okay then, makes sense. And there's very believable transitions in every section. At least I try to put believable transitions in every section. This is a drift section. And there we go. Second pathway. We're gonna go back a little and go check on the upper and lower path, on the upper and middle path that you saw earlier. Okay, I don't think there is a way for Sonic. I don't think there's a way for Sonic to get to the middle path, but unless you went from the upper path, but the middle path, it just leads to the same place that the upper path leads to. Yeah, see that? Same place that... Yeah, see that? That's the same place that the upper path leads to. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, back to the start, and we take the middle path this time. It's gonna be 20 minutes of me just running around my stage, trying to figure out what I'm going to place. Okay, over here, that is a texture glitch. It's not... It has collision, but no textures. I don't have the SKP file for this anymore, so I need to like manually texture this. I don't actually know how to do that with any other program than SketchUp. And since I don't have the SKP file anymore, I would probably need to either import it back into SketchUp or use a different program. If anyone can help me with that, that would be much appreciated. Like, that's a call for help. Please help me with that. Okay. Okay, this particular section, I'm going to be putting a dash pad that will make you move slower to allow you to go on that figure 8. Because it's a figure 8. Like, it's a figure 8. It was a figure 8. Anyway, back to doing what I was doing. This is a drift section, and wouldn't you know it, we are in a familiar room. Yes, that is correct. The upper path is indeed... Aha! I went the wrong direction, it seems. Okay, let's try that again. The upper path is the path from the lower route, it seems. Okay, noted. Okay, I'm not as proud of this corkscrew because you can very clearly see that the camera suddenly just shakes when you reach the top of the loop, the corkscrew. That's what this corkscrew is. Actually, it's just a loop-de-loop that's stretched, like a cylinder that's stretched. There's also the middle pathway. You already saw the middle pathway. It leads to the same place that this thing leads. This is a platforming section, one of the only sections that actually needs springs and stuff to get to. So down over there and up over here, springs. There we go. That's a section. There also, I think there are sections that I missed. Alright, I remember now. So I'm just gonna go back. Just gonna go back a little. Yep. There is a thing that I forgot, sort of hidden away. You stuck around long enough for you stuck around long this long. You guys deserve to see it. Okay, there's activity outside my room. I'm not sure if my mic is picking it up. Down over here is a hidden pathway. Now, what it is basically just... This is a reverse loop that leads us to this earlier section. I was thinking, do it for score runs. If you want high score, you go through here. But then... Or do it for score runs. For high score... It's basically thinking of ways to allow for backtracking, because the only reason that this is even here is to allow for backtracking. There we go. Secret pathway. F3. Let's take a bird's eye view of this stage. There's lots and lots of stuff in this stage. That spring tower that we saw earlier is actually where the drift section was. Lots of stuff. Very densely interconnected. I tried to make it as dense as possible. And final part is F3. The final part is just something akin to what you saw in Sonic Generations, the drift tower. My favorite part of Sky Sanctuary. Sky Sanctuary Modern is that drift tower where there are two drift pathways and you can clearly see that there are two, but they go at different speeds. They go at different speeds and they go up at different speeds, I'd like to say. So yeah, just put a dash ramp or a spring and dash ramp, dash hoop, whatever, and the gold ring is going to be right here. In any case, that was a fun little game. So I will see you guys in my next recording, which probably won't be a work in progress video of this stage. It will